Good Shape, your weekly dose of health information on Deutsche Welle. Find out more about what's new in medical treatment, alternative medicine, as well as nutrition, wellness, and beauty. Medical professionals, therapists, and counselors are in our studio to offer their expert advice on In Good Shape.
With me in the studio is Dr. Roland Baur. He's an internist and a homeopathic doctor. Hello, Dr. Baur. Welcome to the show. You've got your own surgery here in Berlin, and if a patient comes to you and complains of a headache, what do you do?
Well, I try to find out the character of the headache. Let's say it's a type of migraine, it's a kind of a tension headache. And then I find out, collecting all the symptoms he has besides the headache, and so I give him a homeopathic medication. Normally it helps, but sometimes you have to take the allopathic medical as well.
But this doesn't really differ from the normal allopathic therapy. I ask my patients too about what kind of headaches they got. So what's the big difference between the homeopathy treatment and the allopathy? Well,
you extend the questioning, so you get a picture of the patient. That's probably the main difference. Normally you go to a neurologist and he takes, well, there's a migraine, take tryptophan. So that's it. But in the anamnesis and the homeopathic treatment, it's much
So the history is wider. You just don't focus on one symptom.
No.
But you ask for... so what kind of questions would you ask if there's some...
Well, basically, for example, how is the sleep?
Okay.
Do you have a disturbed sleep, or is the sleep going on, or do you sleep at all? Something like that, for example. Or it's the mental location, and so on.
And what kind of diseases do you usually treat with homeopathic therapy?
Well, there are main treatments with, of course, headache. There's the main treatment of dermatologist, the skin diseases. There's a lot of gut diseases, something like that.
We got a viewer question from Cameroon. Senge Ajoy from Cameroon wants to know, is there a homeopathic treatment for stress?
Okay, the stress is not a medical entity, it's a more social entity, so it probably has to focus on what he's doing wrong in his lifestyle. So that's the point which is called in homeopathic ideas the obstacle of healing. Let's put it in a medical situation. If somebody is smoking a lot and he suffers from gastritis, so no medication makes sense.
Because the patient's still smoking.
Exactly.
So you get rid of smoking.
The smoking is the obstacle of healing.
Right. Okay. What kind of diseases would you never treat homeopathic?
Thyroid. If the thyroid is gone, if the diabetes problems comes up, insulin treatment, something like that. If the special organs are destroyed, so that's no chance for it.
And what about infection diseases?
It depends. If you got experience, you can do it. Of course, even the allopathic treatment of lots of infection diseases is pretty tough. So let's say the AIDS problem, for example. But common pneumonia is possible to heal with the homeopathic treatment as well.
But I think this should be kept in the hand of a doctor.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Many patients are very concerned about side effects, not of homeopathy, but of normal allopathy, like our viewer, Ms. Uzma Shehed from Pakistan. And she wants to know, does homeopathy have any side effects? Okay,
normally homeopathy doesn't show any kind of side effects. If you take homeopathic globally, you might get some kind of first reaction, but just not a side effect. That's the first reaction, which is going to disappear.
Okay. Dr. Baur, as I mentioned earlier, a typical homeopathic pill has no really acting ingredients, just sugar. So you're a biochemist. You're not just a doctor, you're a biochemist. How do you personally explain the effectiveness of homeopathic medication?
Okay. So far, there's no explanation possible. But as a scientist, I'm very interested to get kind of a light into that kind of anomaly. It's kind of an anomaly. And there are a lot of scientists who say, well, that doesn't fit in my structure, so they discard the problem. But as a real scientist, you have to get the question and keep up searching.
So it's okay for you to treat with this kind of medication as long as it works, even if you don't know why it works. And what do you say to those people which state those are just placebo drugs?
Well, the placebo, normally it's nothing against it, because it's just saying the translation says it's giving you well ideas, giving you well feelings.
And when you become a homeopathist, do you have to go to some rigorous study to become one, or can you just say, well, I'm interested in this kind of medication and this kind of medicine, so I just am a homeopathist right now?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, you can just say, I'm interested in this and I'm going into this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And if I want to find a homeopathic doctor as a patient, how do I find it?
Well, basically, the homeopathy is a medical science as well. So, to my understanding, the homeopathic doctor has to be a medical doctor as well. That's the first point. And the second point, all these people doing homeopathy have to have some examination. Especially in German, it's kind of a strength prescription how to do it. So you're on the safe side if you find some doctor who has the examination given by the authorities.
And if I'm not able to find a doctor who is a homeopath and I want to try out homeopathy for myself, can I just go into a pharmacy and buy some Globuli and try it?
It's possible. You can try it, and most of the patients coming and trying homeopathy have a good experience with homeopathy. That's the reason why they stay to it.
And could it be harmful if I just try it out for myself?
Not really.
No? So there's no risk involved for me just taking it
Not
for
really.
myself? Okay. And how do I find the right remedy?
Well, you have to study it. That's the question. But of course, there are kind of indication as well. If you got some normal fever, for example, you can take belladonna, for example, and you can try it. And so you get successful, you will be successful, so you probably stay to homeopathy as well.
And should there be any homeopathic remedy which should be in every single household, like a household pharmacy?
Okay, probably, yeah. Arnica, for example. If you've got kids at home, arnica is a perfect medication for all kind of injuries.
All these bruises, scrapes and bruises.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you take it orally. You don't put it as a cream onto the bruise.
No. You take it as a pill.
Okay.
Globuli, of course.
Dr. Baur, thanks so much for being with
Thank
us
you.
in the studio today. Thank you.